Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys a brand new Pokemon Sword and Shield video today. And after the brand new news yesterday revealing Galarian forms, we're gonna take a deep dive into some possible rumors and what I think actually could be a legitimate leak that has kind of slipped through the cracks from a few weeks back. So kind of strap yourselves in, get yourselves ready, get your G Fuel ready to drink, and we're gonna jump into it right here, right now. So definitely make sure you guys watch the entire video. Hit that like button down below if you guys are hyped for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and subscribe if you are new for daily Pokemon Sword and Shield and just Pokemon content in general. Been doing this for a couple years now. I know you guys are digging it, so let's have some fun, man. Dude, I'm telling you, this one's crazy. This one's crazy, man. And we're gonna backtrack a little bit here. I'm gonna cover this pretty quickly, and then we're gonna jump into the new stuff. For those who don't know, this post was posted on May 23rd, 2019. This was before pretty much anything was really revealed about Sword and Shield, and this dude predicted or kind of leaked so many things. So this is setting the precedence that there has been leaked information for Sword and Shield prior to it being revealed, and it continues to be proven true. Your rival's name is Hop. Bede and Marnie, which were just announced. This was on the 23rd of May, dude. That was almost 2 months ago, right? May, June, that was over 2 months ago. Anyway, it talks about an Evo Legendary, which hasn't been announced yet, Eternatus, all right? Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. This was talked about before it was even, before Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing were even announced, all right? Talks about a couple new Gigantamax forms that haven't been revealed, Lapras and Pikachu. Sonia, Leon, these are all things that have been confirmed already. Some Pokemon like Farfetch are getting regional evolutions. This all of a sudden sounds way more plausible now that we know that you've got Linoon, Galarian Linoon getting a regional evolution, Obstagoon, right? So I think you could just mark it down, man. Farfetch is getting that evolution, dude. Meowth looks like a ball of spiky gray fur, so we're probably gonna get a Galarian Meowth, even though we already had an Alolan Meowth. We're still waiting for Squelbit and Greedent, the chipmunk Pokemon, but we've seen them on t-shirts. We're still waiting to hear about the Fairy-type Gym Leader Opal, but Milo and Nessa were both confirmed. Still waiting to hear about Kabu as well. We hear a couple things here. This is called about Yamper, the electric Corgi Pokemon. Talks about the wild area, camping. Here's some of the other stuff I wanted to just mention. Scorbunny's gonna have fighting moves, but it's pure fighter. So this is like the biggest question mark. Is this supposed to say pure fire, or is it fighting type? I don't know, but it's gonna become Raboot, and its final evolution that looks like a fighter, but it looks humanoid. Sobble becomes Sizzle, and then Inteleon, a chameleon with a spy theme, and then Grookey ends up as a giant gorilla that beats a wood drum to attack. There's a lot I'm missing. Hopefully this guy comes back. But anyway, the best Pokemon so far is a blue seagull. When it dives, either gets a Barracuda in its mouth or a Pikachu, which it launches at its enemy. So we're still holding on to that. There was a rumor that talked about Burakuda. That seemed to have been fake at this point, but this is something we're still waiting for. So anyway, this is, like I said, at this point we can pretty much confirm this is true. But I came across this post on Twitter, and I did a little bit of deep diving, and it is very, very interesting. All right, let's jump into it. There's this image that was posted on July 14th, so about a month ago, and this is the post right here, okay? It's just a bunch of images, kind of like a Riddle type image, and it's very, very peculiar. And the reason why it's peculiar is because it seems to have correctly predicted a handful of different things, and also may give us some insight into kind of what's to come. So the big one here, though, is the Clefairy Gengar that you see right there. And to me, that is the one thing that adds so much legitimacy to this post here. But there's also another piece of that, and that is the Galarian Weezing post, which is this guy right here, okay? You can kind of see my mouse cursor, the little magic 8-ball with the top hat on it. That could very well have been a teaser to Galarian Weezing, just as this Clefable Gengar image was a teaser to Morepeko. Now again, this is going back to July 14th. So let's break it down. Someone kind of broke it down, I think in this, yeah, right here. So some of it is a little inaccurate. We'll kind of go through it, but a lot of it seems to be kind of pointing at the right things. So this first image up here in the top left corner, that is supposed to, these are all supposed to be like teaser images, like a riddle essentially. This could be like a Chinese riddler coming back to tease and potentially, you know, spoil some stuff, but give us a little bit of insight. So anyway, this, to me, Dragon Eevee, I don't know. Very interesting, though. Very interesting. Morepeko, as it's labeled here. And again, someone on 4chan already kind of labeled these out, but Morepeko, this Clefairy Gengar, the split Pokemon together as a teaser for potentially Morepeko. Yamper's evolution. we know that there's most likely going to be some sort of teacup elephant. If you didn't see that, there was, in one of the trailers, Chairman Rose styles at a Pokeball, you see the silhouette of this teacup elephant coming out, and you can't really make it out to be what it is, but this kind of teases at that. It talks about Eevee right here, you know, someone dressed up as an Eevee. You see this furball cat potentially being Meowth's regional evolution. We see this big dragon skull head. Could that be Gigantamax Charizard? We've got this little squirrel here. Could that be the regional rodent, Squovent and Greedent that we're waiting for? We've got Yamper's evolution, which is supposed to be this greyhound, electric dog type of deal. Gigantamax Meowth here, getting to be this long cat Meowth, which again was previously talked about. This is actually incorrectly labeled. This should be Sobble's evolution, this spy here. This humanoid kind of crazy dude could be Grookey's evolution. Scorbunny's evolution being a soccer player, potentially being teased right there. Gigantamax Machamp also potentially being teased right now. Alright, we've got the Gigantamax Pikachu potentially being teased. Again, this image was from a few weeks back, a month ago, and it seems to have correctly, at the very least, come up with some sort of an idea that teases Morepeko and what could be the Galarian Weezing. Now, I know the Galarian Weezing might be a little bit of a stretch, but it's got the 8-ball, it's got the top hat, you know, and then when you look at the Clefairy and the Gengar, you're kind of like, wait a minute, that actually, I mean, I don't know, man. To me, that could have easily been teasing Morepeko. So let's look at some of the other kind of riddles here. We've got this soldier type character. Perhaps this is tied to the Eevee because it's next to it. Hard to say. You've got kind of this like piece of rock here. I originally thought of Roly-Coly, but I don't necessarily think that that's the case, but some sort of a ruby type kind of thing. You've got this eye in the middle of a web, which is very interesting. I have no idea what that even could be. A penguin magician, so perhaps we're getting some sort of psychic and ice type penguin. It's a penguin with a wizard hat. I don't know, man. I don't know what these things mean. This little duck here with a shield and a little kind of staff, that could be Surfetch. That could be Farfetch'd evolution, right? I mean, it could be. It could be. I don't know. This is labeling the Grookey evolution here. This, I don't know. Maybe this guy actually looks like the guy from Real Monsters, the dude who holds his eyes. Anyone remember that guy? I might be dating myself. I don't know if you guys know what Real Monsters is, but that was a show from when I was younger. You got this like Navi-esque little light ball fairy thing here. You've got Wooloo's evolution, a bunch of sheep. I have no idea what that could mean, whether Wooloo ends up becoming a horde of sheep. I mean, we've seen Pokemon like Diglett multiply, Magnemite multiply. I mean, it's possible. You've got this gargoyle-esque statue here, so perhaps we're getting some sort of a gargoyle-like Pokemon, which could be absolutely nuts. That actually could be really cool. You've got this big ram-type sheep here. Maybe that has some sort of tie-in to Wooloo. I don't know. I'm interested about this stick bug here, because that's pretty interesting. Like a really cool stick bug, maybe like fighting bug or just pure bug in general. And then we have this really interesting looking moth here, which, you know, I'm supposed to know these things, but I have no idea what's going on with this moth, but it looks very interesting. It looks pretty cool. Perhaps it's a Galarian reference, perhaps it's just simply a new moth Pokemon. And then we kind of see this little idea here of all these different kind of, I don't know, people attacking the creatures, perhaps kind of teasing at Eternatus. So it's very interesting. I definitely thought this was worth bringing up. Again, we're talking about a post that took place back on July 14th. So just the idea that Morepeko was correctly predicted here, to me, I think this is close enough. Again, these images aren't meant to be exact, right? I think this is close enough to represent Galarian Weezing, but you may not agree. That's kind of one of the ones that's kind of up in the air. But Morepeko to me, that's such a home run. Like, I know it's Clefable and Gengar, but the idea that it's like split down the middle to tease that there's a Pokemon coming that way, that to me just really jumps out. And then again, it ties in directly to this original leak here that has been proven true time and time again. So, you know, it's tough right now. Obviously, there's been a ton of rumors that have kind of popped up. There's been some rumors that are kind of people are digging back up and they're like, wait a minute, I remember this rumor from a few weeks ago and they called this. And it's kind of really hard to, you know, gather what's real and what's rumor and what's not. And obviously, a lot of the time when you cover a rumor, there's a good chance that it ends up not being true. But there's a chance that it could be true, like this one right here, which again slipped through the cracks and then has been kind of our go-to. This has been like, you know, our I don't know, our reference point. Every time something new comes out, we're like, wait, let's check that original leak. We go back to it, confirm true again, and we're just like, wait a minute, this is pretty nuts. So still a handful of things yet to be revealed on here, so that'll be kind of interesting to see. But I think you could pretty much at this point, I mean, it called names of people. I mean, this is Team Yell. I mean, this is just, it's just ridiculous how accurate this has been. So I'm taking everything else that this says is legitimate at this point, and I would assume you guys are too. But like I said, I saw this post here. I thought it was too interesting to not bring up, because to me the Morepeko jumps out quite a bit, the Galarian Weezing, and then again it piggybacks off a lot of kind of what that other post said, but simultaneously there is some new things in here that I could see. This penguin is pretty interesting. The gargoyle-esque Pokemon could be very interesting. Definitely some crazy stuff. Let me know what you guys think about this potential riddle here. It's pretty crazy stuff going on, and like I said, tons of rumors floating around. We'll probably cover some more later, but this one is pretty nuts, and the Morepeko thing, it just really jumps out to me, and I felt like I had to bring it to your attention because this could be the first look at some potential brand new Pokemon in riddle form, I guess. So anyway, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new, and let me know in the comments, man. Let me know what you're thinking about this. You on board? You not on board? Like, what do you think? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one, man. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive. Peace.